Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be with you tonight. However, I couldn't completely miss the chance to take a moment to share some thoughts with all of you. The lesson I cherish the most is how important it is to love what you do. If you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. His negativity towards me made me stronger. You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it. So with that, I'll let you carry on with your evening. Please know I'm thinking of you, supporting you, and encouraging you always. Peace.
Oh, man.
We're back at it like a Craftmatic.
That's right, man. Here we are back into the gray space, man.
Welcome.
Welcome in.
Welcome in. It's a different tone around here today,
Yeah,
though.
a little bit different vibe this time around.
Yeah, the unexpected loss of Kobe.
Right.
The tragic loss of Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
The tragic loss of his daughter. The other families, the other kids that were on the plane.
Right.
The pilot himself. Just been a real different type of week.
Yeah, it has been.
You know what
for
I
sure.
mean?
Very different feel this week. Very somber.
Very somber. Yeah, I mean, so many emotions, right? That just come to mind, that come to play when something like this happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, we'll be we'll be diving right in.
Right. Yeah. Well, why don't we start off like what kind of Kobe meant to you? You know, kind of growing up.
You know, this the loss of Kobe, man, was probably the first in my life that where somebody I didn't know that was a celebrity really hit as hard as it did. Like I felt that way with Nipsey. Like when we lost Nip, I felt that way. Like I felt the pain. But with Kobe, it was different because Kobe had been a part of my life since I was 9, 10 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, you know, Kobe was the new age. And, you know, for my dad and the generation kind of before me, it was Michael Jordan, it was Magic Johnson, it was Larry Bird.
Right.
And then came Kobe. And, you know, Kobe fresh out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of high school.
17 years old.
17 years old.
Yeah, man.
But here he was, you know, labeled basically at the time the new Jordan. You know what I mean? Here's the guy that's going to come and take over the league. And so you're 19 years old and you're watching this kid, you know, who's a big brother almost.
Right.
Old enough to be a big brother, you know, start to really, and then he's on the Lakers, and it's, you know, and it's the Lakers, the story franchise of the Lakers, the championships, the greatness, again, the Magics, the Wilt Chamberlains, the Kareems, the James Worthies, you can go down the list.
Right.
Right? And so he was on this story franchise and was the guy that was going to be the guy, you know, as Jordan was kind of entering the end of his career. So for me, I was always a Kobe fan. You know what I'm saying? From day one. And I used to get into arguments, like, funny enough, like I used to get into arguments with my pops about this shit because I was a Michael Jordan fan, obviously, because my dad was.
Right.
but I was so young at the time that I didn't really understand the impact of Michael Jordan until I got older. But I was there for Kobe. I watched Kobe, studied, and I used to get into, arguments with my dad because I'm like, yo, this is the new Jordan right here.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a funny story, man. I was a kid and they had this Kobe Bryant figure, doll. I guess you can call it a doll. And that's all I wanted. I can't remember if it was for Christmas, my birthday, or whatever. But I wanted this Kobe doll so much. And my dad was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? For one, because of the price, because,
Sure.
toys ain't cheap.
Right, man. Yeah.
But, because he was like, nah, man, Kobe ain't it. It's Jordan. And he was just a Jordan fan, dude. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing towards Kobe. It was just like, nah, that ain't it. And for years and years we would, debate. And I'm like, yo, you can't, like, okay, I'll give you Jordan, but like Kobe's, if that's 1A, that's 1B.
And I get where your dad's coming from because I grew up kind of with Jordan more than I did Kobe.
Right.
But I respect Kobe, right? And I'm not trying to say who's better. That's not the point. But
it's not even
but I get where your dad's coming from,
right,
in the sense of nobody can top Jordan, right? And how dare you, in a sense of speaking on your dad's behalf a little bit, of understanding of,
Well, I mean, it's the same thing right now with Jordan and LeBron and Kobe and LeBron.
Sure.
And, right? In recent years, we've had these same conversations. So, all that being said, when the news came down, it was tough because this was somebody who, was my idol.
Right.
Since I was, for 20 years, I had watched, and we had watched the growth of Kobe Bryant. And for him to become basically a high-flying dunk artist that he was when he came into the league, to become the assassin that he was, and the championships and the fight and the drive and the work, and then to retire, you know what I'm saying, and go out with a 60-point game and then become the ambassador for basketball that he had become, and almost like this big brother to the league where he was helping, like, anybody who picked up the phone to call him and say, yo, I need to work on my jumper, he was helping them.
Right.
Even if it meant that he was making you better to compete against the Lakers.
Right.
And he was still involved heavily with the Lakers. And then for him to win an Oscar on his first movie that he ever worked on, you were watching this. You were watching this progression of a young man, become an elder statesman of the culture, and so many other things that he was doing. So it fucking broke my heart, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, Kobe?
Right. It was almost unbelievable.
It was way unbelievable.
For not just 20 minutes or an hour. It was unbelievable for a couple days. Is this real? Am I seeing this?
Still trying to wrap my head around it.
It's crazy, man. A quick story, man, kind of going back to the Jordan thing, right? I kind of fell off of basketball, right? Like, I was a big basketball fan growing up, in elementary school and in junior high school and stuff like that. And then, Kobe's right around my age. He was a year older than me,
right.
So he's 41. I'm 40, and So when I really realized the importance of Kobe was, so we're at my job. There was we had a little basketball hoop, right? And young kid, man. He was 20, 21, something like that.
Right.
And so we'd play around, on the weekends and kind of slow at my job and stuff like that. And so we're kind of shooting hoops, and all of a sudden he throws up a shot, and he goes, Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, Kobe?
Yeah.
Don't you mean Jordan?
No.
And that's what I realized. I was like, oh, it changed. He not necessarily replaced Jordan, but in fact, he did with the younger crowd. That was the new generation of the Jordan. It was Kobe.
It was Kobe.
Yeah. And that's when it dawned on me. I always knew he was a great player, right?
Right.
Even though I fell off of basketball.
Right.
And, but the relevance of Kobe, and then that's when I started, and this was years ago,
Right. Right.
And then I started realizing, oh, okay, this is much bigger than what I thought it was.
And the thing too, I mean, if you just talk about the NBA and what the NBA tried to do years ago, right? With globalization of the league, right? Because the NBA was obviously just America, the United States.
Right.
And so when they really tried to make this push to be global, it really kind of started with Kobe, because Kobe was the first kind of player, like MJ was MJ, and MJ was great. And like, of course, right? Mount Rushmore. But Kobe was the guy to like go overseas to China regularly,
Right.
go overseas to France. Like, he would go overseas and be seen, and kids my age at the time, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, were seeing this, not here, and not just in Cali, not just in the United States, but they were seeing it across the world. This
Right.
young phenom who was bringing the game to almost, like, he started the whole movement as
Right.
far as, and then he spoke multiple languages. He could speak Italian, he could speak Spanish, he could speak French. He had joked about being able to speak German, and but then like was basically like, nah, I'm not joking.
Right. I could really speak.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He was a savant that understood and continued to give himself knowledge and understand his role, not just in the game of basketball, but in the game of life and what he meant. And it's just, I don't know. Kobe, a lot of people like to say that Kobe was Michael Jordan, 2.0. And if you watch his game, yes. And admittedly, he said he modeled a lot of his game after Jordan, and it's true.
Sure.
But he took it to a different level.
Right. I would agree
Because
with
of
that
the work
for sure. Yeah.
and the artistry.
You got to give it up for the work that
The
work that he put in. Man,
His
is just,
his placement, him understanding if I go here and then come back here, his understanding of the game and how to utilize his body in certain way. And then as he got older, it became more apparent,
right.
That he was just smarter at the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Well, smarter in general, man.
yeah.
Just a,
I think
just
the
a
reason
smarter
he was
dude.
able to last so long is because
his mentality
his
of it.
mentality, man.
Right, dude. Yeah. That speaks. That
Because
actually
the
speaks
physical
volume, man.
part goes, bro.
It of
It
course
goes at some point. You
this
can't
is powerful,
jump as
man.
high.
Your brain, it's a powerful machine, man. And you could overcome a lot of stuff, dude, just with your brain. Now, not everything. There are physical limitations and stuff like that certain people have and
Right.
stuff like that, and your brain can't overcome it. But what I'm saying is, your brain can get you through a lot of stuff. You know,
Oh yeah.
telling yourself you can do it and keep going and push yourself
Just
and you know
knowledge,
keep
man,
working harder and
Man, working
you know
harder and
right. You know, also I was having a conversation with a friend of mine when this all went down, and he was telling me, he goes, you know, the reason why he, you know, he idolized him was because he grew up in such a poor, very poor, very how did he put it? I don't want to take words and spin them, but basically, when you're in a situation of poverty,
okay.
right? And this is the way he put it. He goes, "What do you look up to? You look up to these athletes because you know they put in the work
Right.
to get there. So what you do is you idolize that person." He
Right.
was like, that was the person for a lot of people to say, if he can do it, I possibly can do it too and get out of this situation that I'm in.
Exactly.
And became such a big idol for a lot of different, you know, kids and, you know, young adults. And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I mean, even that could go beyond age too, you know, and just,
Oh, of course.
I mean, it still speaks to me as a 40-year-old who, you know, keep pushing yourself, man. It's not over, you know,
Right.
it's, you keep pushing yourself, keep working harder, man. You know, that's his embodiment of Kobe. Is, man, just the work
Just
ethic,
work.
man, and just
Excuse me.
it's you
Just
know,
work.
it's pretty awesome that, you know,
And the thing was, and I don't think we've ever seen a superstar that's been this way, where he was so great, yet he was relatable. Like when Michael Jordan played,
Right.
and I'm only making this comparison because he's the closest that I can compare to.
of course he is, yeah,
But when Michael Jordan played, he was almost like this figure, this crazy, like we had never seen anything like Mike, right? And he was just, I wouldn't say above everybody else, but it was just a different feeling. Like you felt like, damn, like you wanted to be like Mike, but like honestly, truthfully, you felt like you could never be like Mike. He was just
Right.
leaps. Like Kobe was like, yo, this dude is crazy, but I feel like I can do what he does.
right,
And it wasn't just about basketball. It was about in life. I feel like, and when the whole Mamba mentality, you know, came into play, the Black Mamba and, you know, attacking without provocation, and it became a thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It became a thing of, you know, grinding. Like the Mamba mentality was just the grind and the unforgiving will and desire to just go, 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 go,
right,
go. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's not the time right now. Yeah, you're fucking tired. Go.
right,
I mean, I was watching a video today with Jim Rome, sports analyst, and, you know, he was telling a story where he invited Kobe to come out and have some drinks and whatever, right? And so
Yeah.
Kobe went out, had a drink, you know, nothing major. And they said, hey, we're gonna go sit down and eat and da da da. Kobe said, nah, man, got to get my workout in. It's 9:15 on a Friday night. What? I mean, it's middle
Yeah,
off
it's
season,
Fri-
man.
it's Friday night.
Friday night. It's the middle
Right.
of off season. Come on, man. Come
Right.
have some steaks. Nah, man, I can't sleep if I don't get this workout in.
right,
He was working when
That-
nobody was doing.
right. That
when
mentality,
everybody else was having steaks
For
and
sure.
drinking wine and whatever.
yeah,
That
no,
motherfucker
he
was
working.
working.
Right. That shows the mentality of him.
That
man.
was
That was him.
it, man.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was it. And yeah, man.
So, you know, this also brought up another thought I had about this in him passing. And, you know, I want to touch on, too, to make sure that we tell each other, our loved ones, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our best friends, the people that we love, that you love them, because you never know when your time is up.
You gotta, the saying that's been kind of circulating is, giving people their flowers.
Right.
And that's really the thing that we really have to focus on, is giving people their flowers today.
Right. Absolutely. Do it. You got to do it today. And, I was also having another conversation. It's been an interesting week because this whole thing has actually brought up a lot of different conversations that I've had with a lot of different people this week. And, yes, it's centered around Kobe and the sadness, but it's also, somebody was talking about, kind of, if you have a problem or if you have an issue with, say, your father or something, right? Don't let that go, because
Man.
I mean, you have to let it, you have to let it out. You have to
let that
talk,
shit go.
You got to talk that through, and because that person passes and they're gone,
And then you have
how
no
guilty
opportunity.
are you
Yeah.
going to feel?
Yeah.
Of not letting that person know, whatever the issue is. And to be honest, man, a lot of issues are kind of silly anyways. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
And it can be rectified, and, at least squash issues that you have with a parent or a brother or sister or a friend or something that, happened years ago that you guys, I mean, I can imagine, losing a friend or something, or a sister or my mother or my father, and not them know, me not having that interaction of letting, that I love them still, even if things went awry, 10 years ago or whatever. I think it's very important, another lesson to learn, from this tragedy.
Right.
Because you never know.
No.
Man, this is a helicopter crash, and there's not a lot of people that fly in a helicopter, right? But we get in a car every day. We fly in airplanes, commercial airplanes, all the time. I mean, man, you could be walking down the side of the road and be hit by a car or something. There's so many different situations. Health issues that you don't even know that you have.
Man,
it's crazy.
There's so many, like, you just don't know.
Right. And
like,
I think
who the hell expected to wake up on Sunday,
right,
and hear that Kobe's gone?
Right, man.
So, I mean, you're right, man. You got to give people their freaking flowers, man.
You
now.
You
right
have
now.
to. You can't wait. Don't sit on it. Don't think there might be another moment. The moment is now.
The moment's always now.
It's always now. It should always be right now.
And I'll speak personally, man. When I lost my grandmother a few years ago, it was one of the toughest things for me. And you were there, man, and you remember how hard it was for me, man, because we knew it was coming,
right?
But she had been okay for so long. She passed away from cancer, and it was those times, man, where, like, I would, like, get ready to call her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't want to bother her. Or I think about her and I just wouldn't shoot her a text. I'll call her later.
Right.
And I mean, still, man, I still think about, I've dealt with it, and I understand that those things happen the way they had to. But the regret of not saying, calling that one day.
Oh yeah,
when
man.
I wanted to call.
That's huge.
you make up excuses in your mind,
Of course. Yeah.
as to why you can't,
Mm-hmm.
as to why you shouldn't. And it's not anything that you're doing out of malice
Right.
or,
Well, it's that thing of
out of selfishness.
right. It's that thing that of there'll be a tomorrow.
Right.
There might not be a tomorrow.
There ain't no goddamn tomorrow.
Right. The time is, like we were just saying, the time is now. Like get it out now,
Man,
make that phone call.
make that phone call, man.
Go see that person,
Man, go see him. Go pull up.
right. Like just you got to do it,
You have to.
And even if the other person is non-receptive to it,
Right.
at least you made the effort to at least rectify the situation.
Right.
Whatever the situation was.
Whatever it is.
Right. Because, like I said, that person, anything can happen. That person can pass away. And, then you're like, man, I really should have just pulled up.
Man,
I should have pulled up yesterday, man.
I should have done it.
And
I
then
wish
you
I would have hit
always think
the
about
call
that.
button. I wish I would have, sent the text that I, hit backspace on and didn't send. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I think, this could be another topic, but, just to kind of touch on it, fear plays a big part in that. And,
Big time. Selfishness,
man,
not wanting to be the first one to call sometimes. Let's say you're in a dispute with somebody in your life and they're close to you, and the one thing that we have to understand as human beings is most disputes and most fights and whatever are very minimal.
mm-hmm.
They mean nothing.
Right.
They mean nothing. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Even the accumulation of small disputes that make you feel like this is a bigger problem really means fucking nothing.
Right. I'm with you, man.
It means nothing.
Right.
What does it mean? Oh, you're mad about the...
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Get fucking past it.
Right.
Because if you honestly feel like you can't live without this person in your life on a daily basis, really, honestly, truthfully, then you got to get over it.
Right. You got to get over it. You got to move past it. You got to pull up. You got to make that phone call. You got to reach out. You got to do it. You just have to do it.
You have to.
Yeah. It's super important. And please, man, like don't be that person you have that regret of not reaching out,
Yeah, man.
even if maybe it's reversed. Maybe that you don't necessarily have a problem with the other person. Maybe you could reach out the other way.
Man.
Flip it around.
Facts.
Be the bigger person. Maybe and reach out.
Man, the stubbornness and the selfishness. I don't want to be the one. Like, I don't have no problem with you, but they're mad at me for whatever.
Right. And like you said, something stupid.
Something stupid.
Be the bigger person, and
man.
and do it. And I think at least let that be a lesson. Like you never know how much time you got left on this.
I got to say this, man. And Kobe had this crazy work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
But as he got more into his career and as he started having kids, the one thing I would see in interviews through the years was he worked his ass off, but he made time for his family.
Of course, yeah.
And I say all that to say this is that in this kind of world that we live in right now, a lot of it, we talk about working and grinding and working harder than everybody else, right? But at the expense of. And there's
That's
always
really a good
going to
point.
be
Yeah.
some sacrifice, right?
Oh yeah.
You have to sacrifice some time here to be here because time
right. There's
is
only
precious. There's only so
there's
much
only
time
so much
you
time in a
have.
day. Right. Correct.
And I mean, even if you work a fucking 9 to 5, you're sacrificing time, right, in order to make money, to pay bills, right? And so you only have little time after that to spend with your loved ones.
Right.
Where it becomes a problem is if you get consumed by the work.
Right.
And if you make it where I gotta work.
Right. You become a workaholic.
You become
Yeah.
a workaholic.
Right.
And you feel like you're doing your job because maybe you're providing, maybe you're, paying the bills, paying the mortgage. This goes for men and women. Doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're taking care of the financial responsibilities around your household and your kingdom or your queendom. But the most important thing, man, the one thing that the one currency that we have in our life that is invaluable is time. Time spent with
Right.
our loved ones, with our kids, with our grandmothers, with our mothers, with our uncles, with our friends, with our brothers, whoever the fuck it is in your life that you're not paying attention to because you're working your ass off.
Right.
That you have to step back and say, is all of this worth it?
Right. You got to carve out some time.
Really? Because
you got to carve out time, man.
none of this shit goes with you, bro.
Yeah, you're right. None of it goes.
None of it goes with you, bro.
You're right.
If anything, it's a burden or a blessing to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you do it for that. Maybe you do it so that when you leave, when you leave this earth, I've set up, the people around me to be successful.
But still, what does that mean? After, say, it's a father working, becoming a workaholic and is setting up, right? But they're just going to remember, the kids are going to remember, well, Dad was never there when I had softball, baseball, my basketball game, my
time.
ballet recital,
Whatever.
or, whatever it is, and they might be thankful that, yeah, Dad set up with, this money.
Right.
But, but I would have rather him been there for a few of my games or a few of my recitals or whatever. Yeah. And carve out some time, Carve out some time for your loved ones.
It's not just your kids, man. It's your friends too, man. Go to that, function at your homeboy's party that he's been inviting you to for, the last 5 times, and I'm too busy for this, or I'm not, go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go to your nephews or nieces, whatever, right? Go. Just spend an evening with your mom. Take her out to dinner or go over there and hang out. Go do these things, man, because, again, you just don't know, man. Like, the phone call is coming at some point.
Right.
And you don't know what side of the phone call you're going to be on.
Right.
You could be on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Facts, man. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You could be on the other side. You could be the one that they're calling about, or you could be the one that they're calling.
Yep.
Either way, you don't know when it's coming.
Right.
So do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Do it now, man. Flowers, man. Flowers, man. Give people they and I'll say this too, man, for men. Man, fuck all that trying to be bravado, trying to be hard shit. You tell motherfuckers you love them.
Right. You should.
You tell the homies you love them. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real, like, I'm gonna get a little G right here.
Okay.
On some real G shit, you tell motherfuckers you love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hit you, I love you. We brothers.
Right.
I love you. You tell motherfuckers you love them. You know what I'm saying? You tell your friends, you tell your family, you say those 3 words as much as you possibly can to everybody that you actually feel that way about.
Right.
You tell motherfuckers, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You really do, because you have to, man. That is the, man, those 3 words are some 3 words. So powerful. I
Very
love
powerful. Right, man. Oh,
you. You tell motherfuckers you love them.
right.
And you repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't stop saying it.
Right.
Because people need that. And
Well,
other
it works
people need
both
it.
ways, right?
Yep.
You know, you say it, you know, you're telling that person how you feel about them, but in return, that person knows how you feel about how they
Man.
feel. You know, so it works both ways.
It works both ways.
You know, and it's super important, man. It's super important
It's
to tell
super
people
important,
that
man.
you love them and you care about them.
Right.
You know?
Hey, man, I'm thinking about you, bro. You good?
Right. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Cool, man. I just want to tell you I loved you.
That's it, bro.
That is it.
That's it.
Right.
That could be the whole conversation. That's a flower, bro. That's a rose.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to him, man.
Plus,
it
I
to him.
can, not only make yourself feel better, but the other person feel better and maybe make that person's day because
Man.
you haven't done that.
Man.
You know? Be like, I appreciate you, man. I love you.
People need to hear it and people need to say it, man.
Mm-hmm.
We get so consumed.
Well, we have
gotta
weird...
wake up. We gotta wake up, go to work. We gotta pay bills. We gotta this society has told us what we have to do as people, men, women, children, whatever. They tell us what we have to do.
Right. We get stuck in these
And we
weird
get stuck.
boxes.
And we get stuck.
Yeah, man.
And
For sure. Pigeonholed.
man, and we just get, go to the sunken place and we never come out. And by the time we realize the things that we needed to do in our lives, it's too late. It's always something that happens that makes us realize, and then we forget. So I think we got to continue, we got to really be adamant and really be aggressive with and active with every day, reminding ourselves, okay, we got to remember to do this. This has to be a part of our daily plan.
Right. Just like you were saying before, man, like what you're doing is you're carving out time.
You got to make time.
Right. And that's part of it. That carving out the time is to remember.
Man, if you got to put it, let's put it like this.
Put it on your calendar, in your phone.
My guy, 100,
set a reminder. Yeah.
If you got a planner on your calendar,
and some people are like this, man,
for everything you have to do every single day.
Right.
Why not put on a reminder of call mom.
Right.
Call the homie.
Right.
Call
my brother.
Text,
call my sister.
Text whoever.
Yeah. Yep.
Reach out to da-da-da-da.
Right.
Go to somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
Take time on Saturday to do this. Make it a part of your fucking plans.
Your routine, man. Make it part
Make it a part of your routine so that.
Because if your routine is 9 to 5, go to the gym.
Come on, man.
Put it in there.
Come on, man.
Right.
10 fucking minutes. How long does it take, bruh?
It doesn't take very long at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Sorry, I got a little.
Yeah, man, that's good.
The whole thing, man, has, and it's not stuff that I didn't already think about, but it just really made me think a lot, man. And you got these people that lost, not just Kobe and
his daughter,
Gigi, man, which was a tragedy in and of itself.
And
I think because
his wife and his other kids, man,
right, man, like they don't have a dad, they don't have sister. They don't have a sister.
Yeah, man.
And you have these other families,
other families too, man. It's very tragic.
Who lost fathers, who lost, in one case lost a father and a mother.
Right.
It just breaks your fucking heart, man, because you know what I'm saying?
I do, man.
It just breaks your fucking heart, man. It's like how do you go on from that? You know what I'm saying? And so I hope that if anybody can get anything out of what we're saying, man, is like, you're not guaranteed anything, man.
You're not.
You're
and
not.
Tell people that you love them. You got to do that.
Reach out.
Yep. So rest in peace, Kobe.
Rest
you
in peace,
will
Kobe.
be missed.
Rest in peace, Gigi.
Yes. And the rest.
Rest in peace to the other families.
Absolutely, man.
Our hearts go out. Our condolences
To the families and
to all the families, to everybody who who survived.
Yeah.
Right, by their lost ones. And man, we really pray for y'all, man, and we're here for y'all. So yeah, man. Devastating week, man.
Yes, it has been.
But again, if you could take anything out of what happened this week, man, is definitely give out love. Love as much as possible.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, we can move on to we're reviewing 2 albums this week, man.
Yeah, man.
This has been fun. This is a fun week in the sense of music goes, of these 2 albums.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's been
For sure.
really interesting. So, I'll shout out both of them. We're going to start off with Stormzy. What's the name of the album? Heavy is the
Crown.
Okay. And then the next album is Black Pumas, self-titled Black Pumas. But we're gonna start off with Stormzy, man. And you shouted this out in a couple podcasts ago.
Heavy is the head. Excuse me. Heavy is the head.
Heavy is the head. That's right. Okay. So yeah, man. Let's start off with Stormzy.
Yeah,
what's
man.
your opinions on Stormzy? Because you brought this to my attention.
I
You
did.
said, man, you gotta listen to this album, man.
Well, I've seen Stormzy pop up. So Stormzy's part of the grime scene in the UK, and part of the hip hop scene, hip hop grime. I've seen his name pop up. He's been on some stuff. He's worked with Drake. And I've always thought he was a decent artist. I've never really, dove into his albums and stuff like that, just because I don't, haven't really had access to it. It's not something that, is put in my face, you know what I'm saying, as far as, the Wale's of the world, the Drakes, the, Kendricks, the J. Cole, you know what I mean? Like, being from here, this is what I listen to. So I said, man, fuck it, give it a listen. And man, when I tell you, I am so glad I did. So he starts off the album. I'm going to go through real quick.
Okay.
Big Michael.
Yeah.
Talking that shit. Stormzy got delivery, bro.
Dude, he's got delivery. So there's one thing, I want to mention, man, is you said to me, you're like, his pronunciations of words, and I fucking love it, man. I thought I wouldn't necessarily like this album.
Right.
I love this album.
I love this album, bro.
First of all, beats, production.
Production's crazy.
First of all, fire.
Crazy. It's
and then
bananas.
You Stormzy on top of those.
Oh, man.
And he's singing on certain songs.
He's doing everything, man.
And then this album's laid out really well, man. With the features, and then just with him, and then
placement of the tracks.
It never
song placement.
First of all, it never drags.
No,
it doesn't. I don't think it lags anywhere.
No,
it's not like, oh man, can you hurry up and get over with?
Right.
It's not that album. It's not. It's a banger from beginning to end.
Yo. And see, and the thing is with the grime scene, the beats are going to be a little bit different because we're used to a certain vibe out here. But he has that little vibe on there. that we're used to, but then it has that grime, and the grime is mixed in so well with everything else that he's got going on. The vulnerability of that he has over every single track, and just spitting that raw like him shit, like
I love
and
his
the grime shit is fucking fire, bro.
His messages too are actually really good, man. Like I really like the
Big time,
man. Being humble about certain things, being positive, being looking at all the sides of of his life basically, and putting it together. And man, what great stories he's been telling.
Man,
this album is fantastic.
Big Michael.
Yep.
Oh man, the audacity!
I'm glad you said that, man. I'm so glad you said that, man. I'm so glad you said that, man.
Shit is fire,
I love
bro.
that, man.
That shit is fire,
love the
bro.
way he says
oh
it,
man,
man.
the audacity! Like y'all motherfuckers tripping.
Oh man, so good, man.
I think where it sets it off, that sets it off, but where it sets it off is Crown.
Crown is fantastic, yeah.
Rainfall, fire track. This is where he got me, bro. I didn't listen to the rest of the fucking album for like 2 days.
You just had what?
I had this motherfucker on repeat.
Rachel's little brother?
Rachel's little brother.
You had it on repeat, man.
Oh my God. This dude, he snapped, bro. Like bar for bar went in, and then the transition at the end.
I was just gonna say, man, you don't hear this a lot in hip hop music.
No.
Man, like these transitions. I did the same thing with this song too. I went, oh wait, hold on, go back, and I think it's the longest track on the album. I think it's like 5.5 minutes long.
Yeah, it's
and it doesn't seem like 5.5 minutes. It seems like 2.5. It's weird.
No, he goes in, bro.
He goes in, and then that and you're like, different song? Wait, no,
right?
But it. Fantastic, man. It's good.
I mean, just incredible.
Right.
Handsome fire track. Do better.
Do better.
Do better.
Yes.
One of my favorite tracks on the album. And then don't forget to breathe. It's almost like a interlude. Kind of feels like.
Yeah, it's very short. But
very short.
Again, the way
but he's
this is
singing on that shit.
Yes,
though.
but the way this is again.
Man,
yes,
man.
But the way this album is laid out is like perfect. I don't know,
beautiful, man.
How you can lay this out any better?
1 second. Featuring H.E.R. Her.
Oh man.
Her hook. No pun intended on this track is amazing. My daughter walks around singing this fucking hook every single day, bro.
Nice.
If you give me just 1 second of your time. Man, she be walking around. She be in the shower, be like, hey, come on, man, water bill going up. Shit. Time to get out.
Pop Boy,
Fire, yes. Own It, Fire. Wiley Flow.
Oh, Wiley Flow, man. Oh man.
God.
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right? Yeah, man.
If you can't do oh my God. Then I don't want to hear about numbers.
Yeah.
All you men are my youngest. Oh my. That nigga said you're my youngers.
Yeah.
I'm using that for the rest of 2020, bro. You my youngers. Like y'all are my siblings, man. Y'all are the babies, man. All you men are my youngers. Y'all hear that? That's what we doing. Rest of 2020. Bronze Superheroes Lessons, man. This album,
right?
Fucking incredible, man.
Vossi
Bot?
Oh, dude. So
man,
what's really funny, man.
That's some shoulder bouncing
dude,
shit right
like,
there.
You know, you listen to the album and I don't know about you, but I bounced all over the place of like, I can't even tell you a favorite track because I think they've all been a favorite track at one point or another because we've been listening to this album now for what?
Man,
almost a month now?
About a month.
Yeah. So it's a 2019 release, but it's definitely worth checking out. If you are a hip-hop fan,
if you're a hip-hop fan, man,
you
for
have
sure.
to check this out, man. Such a fantastic album. All right, man. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? Give
Rating?
a score. Yep.
Whatever.
All right, I'll go first.
Flip a coin.
I'll go first on this one. You go for the Black Pumas.
I'll go first on this one.
All right.
I'll go first on this one because I forgot
I just
about
got overruled.
We got Black Pumas coming up, so I want to hear yours on that.
Okay.
Yo, I'm going 9.5, bro.
Nice, man. 9.5.
I'm going 9. I'm going 9.5. Not quite at 10. Just because there's like 2 tracks that, man, you know when the score gets higher, it gets harder to like give it that 10.
It's hard to give it a 10.
It's hard to give it a 10.
Because it's hard because, man, we live in an imperfect world, right? But I mean, still, you know, it's almost like 10 is like a perfect score.
I'm doing what bosses do at work. Like, look, man, you're really good.
You're fucking amazing.
You're amazing, but I
that-
can't give you a perfect score because there's room for improvement.
Talking like a typical boss,
Man,
right? Yeah, man. Shit.
I got to give it a 9.5, man. I got to give it a 9.5. Subject to later review. Okay.
Right.
So we might revisit this at the EOY at the end of the year podcast.
All right.
This will be I'm gonna place this in the vault, but I'm giving it a 9.5, man. One of the best albums I've heard in the last 2 years, bro. Amazing.
Cool, man. I give it a 9.5. That was the exact same score, dude. I
Really?
tried to give it a little suspense, but yeah, it was the exact. It was 9.5.
Damn, man.
It's easy 9.5.
Easy 9.5, bro.
Easy a 9.5.
I mean, look, man, that it's right on the tip of the tongue, man.
Oh, yeah.
I only hesitate. You know, okay, here's why I hesitate.
Because
I need to hear more stuff this year.
Well, but even
Bro, it's hard, bro.
okay, so if you go back and even listen to 2019 year in review, and you know we only started this podcast back in November, so
Right.
you know, but even all the stuff we listened to, if you go back and I don't think I gave one thing a 10 in 2019.
No,
it was all,
no.
and I love my top 3 albums,
No.
right? So 10 is going to be really hard to come by, man.
Right.
Just from me, my perspective.
I agree.
Like, and there was stuff that I listened to a lot, man.
I
Listened
agree.
to for a long period of time. You know,
Yeah.
over and over and over and over and over, and dissecting it, not dissecting it, just letting, you know, just feeling it, just, you know, whatever.
All the ways.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So 9.5, I think, is exactly where this needs to sit, in my opinion.
Okay.
Cool, man. Here we go.
On to the next
Black Pumas, man. On the Black Pumas.
Pumas.
Yes, man. So
For everybody watching, we're pulling this shit up on the phones, man.
right.
Out here like Skip and Shannon pulling up notes.
So I have to shout out my older sister, man, for this one because she actually sent one of the songs to me, my younger sister, and said, "Hey, check this out."
Okay.
And that was it. That's all she said.
Okay.
And then I, you know, replied back, "Oh, thanks for sharing. This is a nice album." And
Okay.
then I started listening to it. And I was like, "Oh shit, we got something here.
Okay.
We got something here. This is a
It's a dope album.
dope soul album.
It's a soul album for sure.
Soul.
It's a yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
Okay,
I'll let you go.
all right.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, because
We're
we're
gonna play double dutch on this one.
right. Okay, so first thing I want to say is this album is like how do I describe it? It's hard to describe how this album is like sits in the middle
Okay.
in the sense of there's not super fast songs.
Right.
There's not super slow depressing songs.
No.
It sits in this weird middle spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean weird because not a lot of albums do this.
Right.
A lot of albums, even Stormzy, we talked
Right.
about, it takes you through a ride.
Right.
this takes you through a ride, but it's just a different ride. It's
This is a car ride.
okay, so this is how I would.
This is straight shot down to 10.
This is a feels album.
All vibes, bro.
So this is how I describe this album.
Okay.
You go to the beach, West Coast, a West Coast beach, okay? Because sunset, obviously.
Hey, man.
Right? So you're walking up to the beach, take your shoes off, walking barefoot in the sand. Sun setting.
Closing my eyes right now. I'm trying to see it.
Yep, the sun is setting, right? There's nobody on the beach, just you.
Okay.
This is this album to me. You're walking up and you walk barefoot up to the water where the water comes and just washes over your feet
All right.
and washes back and washes in
Okay.
and washes back.
Oh, man.
As the sun is setting,
Calm.
going over the water,
Uh-huh.
you hear the waves. That is this album. That's the best way I can describe how this album is.
I got a drink in my hand right now, bro.
Exactly. So
Uh-huh.
I say, if
And
you-
I just took a...
I honestly, if anybody's going to listen to this album, I actually highly recommend you do listen to this album. One recommendation the reason why I set that picture for you is listen to this album in a dim lit room.
Yeah, it's got to be vibes, man.
Because this is not an album you're going to rock out to, that you're, if you want to like feel depressed.
No, it's
Or
not an
it's
uppity
the-
album. It's not a
It
downer
sits in that-
album.
it sits in that middle spot,
It's a
man.
vibe. It's like, yo, you're chilling.
It's
This
a
is
straight up
this is
chill
this
album.
isn't
and
y'all hearing me?
and it does not overstay its welcome, in my opinion.
No, not at all. It's an unwind album. This is
Good. There you go.
Friday night.
Yep.
It's been a long fucking week.
Shitty ass week too, maybe.
Maybe, but it's just been a long week. Maybe it's
You
just
just
been
need
a
to
long
unwind,
week, and
yeah,
you just
from
need
the
to
week.
unwind. And if you sip wine or you drink beer or you drink the hard stuff, or maybe you just drink tea, right? Some hot
Right.
tea or a nice whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna sit down and relax on your couch or sit in your bed or whatever. This is one of those, man. This is the instrumentation in this album is incredible.
Yes.
That's
That's why I say like a dim lit room,
oh yeah,
because there's actually a lot of stuff going on.
a
The-
lot. Musically, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of stuff in the background. Like, really listen to this album. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of
Yep.
like little horns going on. There's background singers that are just barely singing something. Sometimes they come in a lot, where it's pushed up into the mix of the music. But there's all these just little, and it's not overly complicated
No,
either.
it's not.
It's
not.
really cool. Like, oh man, the drum work in some of these songs is just
Incredible.
It's not all over the place. It's
Incredible.
Just, whoever mixed this album to me, incredible. I need to look it
Incredible.
up because I should have looked it up before we did this.
Nah.
Because
It's
I'm
all right.
serious though, because I want to give that person a shout out because I actually think this album is mixed really well.
Really well.
Yeah, we talk about production all the time, but like on a soul album, like the way they mix this, man, just incredible.
Incredible.
I love the way they mix this.
Incredible.
Album. So, we can go through the songs, man.
Yeah, Black Moon Rising
Black Moon Rising
sets it off.
Yep.
Colors.
Oh, that's right. You told me you have like there's a song on here you can't skip or song. What did you say?
We getting there, man. We
Okay.
getting there.
So we got Colors.
Colors. The whole
The whole thing is fire, man.
Album is-
Yeah.
October 33.
Okay. So, hopefully we can do this.
Okay.
I don't want to speak out of because we got our YouTube page up.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yes, we do.
And if you're listening to this, that's cool. Go to YouTube. There's a channel called Colors.
Oh, yes, there is. There sure is.
He did October 33.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so I'm checking it out.
Check it out.
Off top, I'm checking.
He did October 33 on that
I
channel.
fucking love that song, bro.
Yes, and we'll link it in our YouTube channel because you got to check it out. You got to check it out.
I got to check it out. Shit,
Yeah.
wait, bullshit. First time.
I should have said it to you, man.
No, you're good. Well, you didn't know. You didn't know because I told you there was a song on there that I was fucking with.
Right,
I didn't tell you which one it was.
Right. But there's a song on here called Fire.
Right. It was Fire, and then there's a song called Fire. The soul, man, the passion in his voice.
Oh, man, that's good.
October 33. Like, I can't even do it, bro. I was like, oh, shit. What?
You know what, man? I don't think I have a favorite song on this either. For different reasons than Stormzy. Stormzy was like, I jumped around like, oh man, I'm feeling this one. I'm feeling
Right.
I feel everything, and this is like one of those albums that's a complete album. So you
definitely,
it's
complete
it's
album.
not long. It doesn't overstay its
10
welcome.
songs. 10 songs.
It's just that's vibey, man. It's
vibey,
good.
bro. It's all the way.
I'm so glad
it's
that
vibes.
I found this album because this is gonna be. I'm not gonna listen to this album all the time, but I'm definitely gonna put this on certain days.
Man,
this album is going on for 40 minutes. It's going on for 40 minutes. I'm gonna chill out, have a drink.
Yeah. You need to this is recliner status right here, bro.
Right, but it doesn't need.
I don't mean like put you to sleep.
No.
I mean just relax the shit out of you.
This album's not going to put you to sleep, man. It's not.
No.
It's going to keep you interested. It's going to keep you engaged.
But just kick the. This is sit on your freaking back porch, right?
Yes, it is
on Saturday, and bump it and just relax, man. Burn a cigar,
right?
Whatever. Mm-hmm. Burn some of them good flowers. You know what I'm saying? Them good churrascos.
Yeah, man. So, you have anything more to say about this album?
Man, just go cop it, man. Black Pumas.
Black Pumas, yes. Please go check it out.
Name of the album is Black Pumas. Go check that shit out, man. Go check it out. It's a soul album. Mm-hmm. Definite soul album. All the way soul.
Right. So, score. I'm giving this 8.5.
Man, we're not supposed to agree on things.
It's so funny, man, because you're giving it an 8.5. Right?
It's an 8.5.
And it's solid 8.5.
Solid 8.5. Solid 8.5.
It's so funny, man, how we come up with it. It just goes to show, man, our taste in music, we listen to the same things, especially when we start breaking them down.
Right.
And
solid. It's a solid 8.5. It's not. This one I'll say is not a level above. It's not a level below. It's a solid 8.5.
Yes, absolutely.
It sits in that pocket,
it's the
which
album.
is a great.
It's the album.
That's a great score.
It has a pocket. It sits in a pocket. It knows its pocket.
Man,
it knows what it's doing. It's a really good album. Man.
It's a
really good album, and everybody needs to go check that out.
So definitely check out the Stormzy, Heavy as the Head. Check out Black Pumas. Yeah, man, and to touch back on what we talked about this podcast, man. Give people their flowers. Accept flowers when they're given to you.
Give and receive.
Give and receive, man. Yes. The flowers, man, and cherish life. Cherish other people's lives while they're here,
and always stay positive out there, everybody.
Stay positive.
Yeah, man.
As always, my friends and family out there, we love y'all. We love the support, and this is the motherfucking Gray Space.